Hey, everybody, it is Thursday and it is time to talk some airsoft. Most importantly, it's time to talk airsoft at Big House Milsom event, Geigerlands, and Scorched Earth. We're going to talk a lot about Geigerlands tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Scorched Earth, um, and sort of like background a little bit because that event is still a little bit further off. And I don't know, man. I think that it looks like Reaping's having some lagging issues. So if you guys are seeing some issues, please let me know, and we can make sure we address it. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Um, we're going to talk all things Geigerlands at this point. Since it's too close, you sit too close to your screen. I sit too far away. So what ends up happening is when I do this, you're not right. Now you got a big hit. Now you're just an eyeball. My mic is no good.
They're using your headset?
Yeah.
It does sound weird tonight.
Take two. Test. Is that better? Is that better at all?
A little bit, yeah.
It's like it's cutting in and out. Jesus Christ. Where's that button? Let's try that. Is that better? Oh, my mic's good? Okay. Sorry about this, guys. So we are going to be talking quite a bit about the stuff that's there. All right, good. All right. So we are about 2 months away from the event. We do have some big announcements about the Crescent event, about Geigerlands in particular, that we have made an executive decision to keep the pricing the way it is. So, and handing out the promo codes and all that. So, you guys, I mean, obviously, we want you guys to get your tickets as quick as possible, because it helps us, with the planning of the events and all that. So, if you guys can, please go ahead and go to obhmilsom.com, get your Geigerland tickets. This is going to be a really awesome event. I mean, it's one of the, I don't know of many events we can actually camp out on the AO in this particular style of place. And have a continuous style event that is not something that's making you schlep your stuff all across the field and everything else. This is going to be a kind of unique airsoft event. There's going to be a lot of role play going on. It's going to be something pretty unique that a lot of you guys probably haven't experienced before. So you're definitely going to want to check this one out. We got quite a few people that are going to be showing up in awesome power armor. And one of the cool things about it is you guys can camp out right inside those prison the cell blocks in certain buildings, and everything else. So first and foremost, again, I'm Joker from Players Wanted. With me is the man with the mohawk, the king of the high kappas, Virchew from Crucible, and he's eventually going to get me the new name so I can start practicing, so I don't keep tripping all over myself when I say it. We do want to thank our newest sponsor, Hefe Airsoft, for supporting the channel and everything. So August 26th to the 28th, what are you guys going to do? Where are you going to be at? Me personally, I'm going to be hanging out at the place. All right. So, Sin, what is like one of the so you're you're the neutral faction. You're going
Yes.
to get yourself a lovely casino, and in addition to the casino, you're going to have a live band playing there. So, if you come up with what your faction's going to be named,
I thought it was given to me in the beginning. Um and we never actually finalized. I have a bunch of ideas, but I don't want to say anything yet until I get to talk to Christian.
okay.
Because it was written in the the I guess alpha draft. He had a name for it.
Well, if you want, as I always think and say it, that's going to be your faction moving forward throughout the life of this the life of the series of this event. So if you have an idea in mind, I would say it, and then we can just change that inside of the rule set, the next version of the rule set that gets published.
No, I agree. I'm still going to wait to talk to Christian because I want to make sure it flows with everything he's doing.
Okay.
I don't like. I've had to write events, and one of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody comes to me with an idea after I've written like 13 pages or something.
I got you, and I can respect that. All right. So you're also going to have out there. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other stuff we're going to have. We are going to have several vendors out there. Jackal Tactical is going to be out there. If you guys have seen some of the other past live streams, they actually have some really awesome foam weaponry and stuff that you guys can get. So they'll be out there. They're actually going to have, I believe, their trailer out there on the field for you guys to purchase with real money. Sorry, no caps for that, guys. On to go surplus is going to be out there. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to be going through and around the vendors. That area is going to be a no fire zone. So we don't want vendors and people getting shot at while they're inside their thing doing stuff, because those people aren't going to be lootable or anything else. So.
All right, you got the same message I just got.
Yeah.
No.
I know it's like we sent it over before a live stream. We sent over. We have like some new stuff coming out, guys. Some new imagery and all that. And stupidly we sent it out before the event, so now our messengers are exploding here. So sorry if we're like looking down. Hello, Sparky Fire. How you doing? Hello, Mentalgen. So I think Amps Airsoft's also going to be out there, so they'll have their spot. You're going to have your food truck out there.
Yep, the food truck will be on site. It's going to be set up over by wherever we actually end up putting all the vendors, because it's going to also have to be in a no fire zone.
Yeah, so we don't have a requirement for barrel stocks to be on top of the barrel covers to be on for the event, but yeah, mags out, safety's on. Just do the safety stuff, guys, where you're going up there for the no fire zones, because we don't want people being killed, like shot at and stuff like that, especially near the food truck. The food truck in particular, if like BBs get inside the deep fryer, that could be bad. So yeah, I know who you are, Ash. What kind of food? Me, big dude, like food. Like food. I imagine you saying food, not
I think
food.
you say food. So we're gonna have our typical menu: burgers, fries, wings, things like that. And if I can get the supplies in stock, we will be doing the ramen.
Ooh, ramen.
Ohio just had a massive power outage, which apparently affected a lot of the stores I usually buy things from. So protect the food at all costs.
Must protect the food. Well, we have not yet found a sponsor, but we're looking for a sponsor to sponsor the food, the brisket. So, I mean, I think that we can do those out there too, if we find a sponsor for that. If not, I guess we could always sell it. All right. I'm just going to turn my phone upside down and not look at Messenger coming in. Yes. Sorry. Sorry. Nice on my phone. Sorry. Big fingers. No problem, Tubbs. I get that all the time, man. What about Mission Barbecue? They do stuff for veterans. This is the brisket I smoke and bring up. If you've been to like any of the Syndicate series, you'll know that the brisket is fire. So that's why we're trying to do the sponsoring for them. So typically we ask a company or see if a company would be willing to sponsor the brisket lunch and everything, and they get props and everything else. Crucible did it last time. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen again. Uh, yeah. All right. Okay. Meat makes Tubbs happy. So one of the things that we're going to try to do is we're going to try to find a sponsor for that, so it's free for the players. If we can't find a sponsor for it, then we'll have to charge for the brisket, but it's going to be delicious. Um,
Your
uh,
meat is always delicious.
yes, it is. I'm muting this. I gotta mute this. I gotta mute this.
Yeah, sorry.
um, mute notifications for 1 hour. Good. Sorry.
Got Field
ADHD.
of the Meal Team 6, guys. No, I can't. I can't really do that because I can't afford to get a gravy hot tub. I believe one of the guys said last time that I needed to have was a gravy hot tub.
um, delicious and very moist. Yes. It's
Moist.
like for those of you going up to Bad Blood next weekend. I'm gonna be. I am not bringing the smoker with me, but I will be smoking the brisket Thursday, so it's gonna be nice and delicious. And then I'll do a reheat while it's up there, so you will have delicious brisket. So don't worry, guys. You'll get your brisket. It's going to be up there. It's going to be delicious, and I am trying a new way of flavoring it. So I'm going to try a little experimentation on a small piece of the brisket to see if it works. Um, Hopefully, it does. The brisket's actually defrosting right now because I got to get that all nice and seasoned and curing and everything else. Um, all right, so back to Geigerlands. The vendors that we have so far that have confirmed have already set up. We should be having some pretty good stuff for you guys to check out. I think that you guys are going to be really happy with a lot of the effort that's being put into this game because it's not, even though it's a free for all event and there's not a lot of objectives like how it is for a Milsim event. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff for you guys to go around and interact with and take care of. So um, we have at least 4 suits of power armor coming to this event. That in itself is amazing. Now, it doesn't look like it on the ticket sales because I guess some of those guys in those power armors haven't purchased their tickets yet. So please get on top of that, guys.
Hey, look, there's Paul in chat.
Paul's on the staff.
Yeah, but aren't the power armor guys all in his faction in the asylum?
Maybe.
Either way, if you got power armor, chop chop, get on it.
Get on it, guys. Let's start getting some of these tickets sold. The more stuff that we can do, the better, right? Because at this rate, and I'm going to say this in the all seriousness, right? When it comes down to doing these events, setting this stuff up, and getting these events going, ticket sales drive whether or not an event can even happen. As it stands right now, if by like July 5th or July 10th that we don't have about another 150 tickets sold, we might have to postpone the event to another day. We don't want to do that. Right now, we have 60 tickets sold. We need at least 200 to make sure that this event goes off. Because if not, it's not going to be worth it for anybody to go up there. There's not going to be any real interaction, everything else. Thanks, Paul. Right now, if you guys have been, if you're alumni of the Syndicate series or any event that we've had at the prison, you should check your email. You should have a $10 promo code that, let me make sure it's still working before I say anything. A $10 promo code that should work for that. Oh, it ends when the event ends. So you have that promo code available. You can use that promo code and get your tickets and go ahead and getting a ticket for $100. Not too shabby at all. and we'd like to see you guys out there. You don't have to worry about this time finding a hotel unless you're real bougie, but you guys can camp out on the AO. There was another question asked before if there's going to be generators at all the 3 major cell blocks. We don't know yet. So I know there's going to be one over by obviously going to be one over by the nightclub, the neutral faction, but I don't know about the others.
Because we bougie.
Oh, it's because you're going to be doing freaking meat and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Viking stew. Isn't that like made out of the enemies? Cannibal gumbo.
Sorry. I'm a little hungry tonight, so I was like really wolfing that down. All right. So with Geigerlands, if you guys haven't known, the main goal for Geigerlands is to survive the rad storm. The rad storm's going to come flying in. We're all about to slack, and the generators help with slacking. So people gumbo. Now, you guys don't need to camp out inside the prison or inside the facilities. You can camp out either in the parking lot if you want to, or you can camp out in. There's be areas all across the fields that you can set up in, so you guys can do that as well. Just if you're going to set up campsites, we might have some spots that set up that says no camping because we might need that for a thoroughfare and stuff like that. Like obviously, don't go setting up your campsite right behind building 2 because chrono.
I mean, I wouldn't set up there because you become a backstop.
So you guys get to camp out. Again, the airsoft guns are only allowed on the field from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, 9 to 4 on Sunday. We have stuff set up to where it comes off. After that, you guys can take the IPro off. Boffer weapons will still be allowed. Interaction is the key for this game. It's like one of those types of games where you get to do a crap ton of interaction and do what you want to. I mean, some people don't want to fight. This is also like they don't want to get in airsoft battles and stuff like that. They want to do the interactions. If you have a significant other that's looking at possibly getting into airsoft and they're unsure, this is the perfect event to go to. It really is, because it's going to be low ammo. Ammo is a scarce commodity and everything else. So there's not going to be until like the rad storm comes. There's not going to be a whole lot of shooting. So if you want to try to, and that's another thing, guys, if you hear that horn go off and you know that it's about to become a massive firefight, you can just put your hands up and walk off the field if you want to.
Yeah, you can be that guy.
I won't hold him against him.
Stew made of the flesh of all Mandalorians. Oh.
That's from so we have like the Wasteland game down here. And they have the Guild, which is a bunch of Mandalorian power armor guys. We might have pissed them off so bad in 2019 or 2020 or whatever that decisions were made.
Oh, I need to come now and bring my Darksaber.
Oh God, it was we attacked the Mandalorian mercs, or not the Mandalorian mercs. I think it is the Mandalorian mercs is the name of the actual group. It's the Guild.
Yeah, Mando mercs. Yeah,
the Guild. We attacked them so hard. All the factions attacked the Guild, and the poor Guild. The poor Guild. There was a tiny tent with a tiny angry thing living in it. Beware, I eat people. Nice. So with Geigerlands, we have like a lot of cool things that are set up for you guys that I think you're really going to love. You're going to have people in power armor. You're going to have a class that you can build. Now, we can give you some predetermined classes and all that for you guys to build out. If you guys don't want to sit there and think, oh, how do I build out the best thing? But you could have a character where you never shoot. You could have a character like I normally play, which is designed to do nothing but combat. Um, there's going to be several ammo stations all across the AO for you guys to set up in and bring your stuff, like the refill when you guys are turning in missions and quests and all that stuff. One of the quest givers is going to be the archivist, so they're looking for old world books um, that are going to be strewn around. They'll have a piece of tape on the ones on it on a duct tape. So if inside of a building it does not have a piece of tape that says something like Geiger on it, don't take it. They're probably going to be outside anyhow. Um, the Asylum is essentially the Northman 2.0. Joy. um, and there's people coming from all over. Like we have a healthy contingent of people coming from Florida all the way up to this event. Um, so guys, check it out. I think you guys are going to have a blast. I mean, just look at some of the power armor and hold on, let me pull this up. I know I love showing this stuff off because they do such great work. Paul, Alex, and all them down in Florida. Let's see here. Share screen. That's coming for you guys. That's insane. I mean, just and then we have some other guys that are coming out in costume as well. I just don't know if they've gotten their tickets yet. But the tickets are there. The event's going to be really good. At that time of year, it's like around like historically it's about 75, 77 degrees. So it's not bad. A lot of things are going to be happening indoors and stuff like that. So you should be good there as well. And there's a couple of places that we're going to allow people to set up like little shops or trading and stuff like that, which is inside of Building 5 with, that little, that one guard room where you can actually put stuff inside. Awesome, Captain.
In the words of all you kids, it's going to be lit.
Bet. It's going to be lit. It's also the type of event where you get the chance to interact and talk more and hang out. Like a lot of the Milsim events, it's go, 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 go. And you have very little chance to sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the place you're playing at. Here, you'll get that place to enjoy. And there's no charge for camping. So I know some places.
Just your life. Sorry.
I mean, you have to sign the waiver. A little possession might happen, but hey. So what questions do you guys have about Geigerlands that we can answer and go over? Christian was supposed to be on tonight. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency come up, so he's unable to be on. But we look forward to having him on maybe next weekend or next week to talk about stuff. And then we're talking about Geigerlands a little more. Then we're going to switch over and start talking about Scorched Earth.
Okay.
What happened?
Will there be xenomorphs?
I hope not. I mean, I guess something else can hug your face. I don't know. Did I sign my third born over into servitude? Okay. Oh, man.
Yes, Geigerlands.
Yes, Ben. Geigerlands. The wasteland. So at Geigerlands, you could do what you want. There's So people have been asking, what happens during a rad storm? Well, there'll be an alarm that sounds off. It's going to be a horn, and it's going to be 30 minutes before the event ends, which means in that last 30 minutes, you have to make sure that your vault that you're going to be hiding out in, and these are pre-designated vaults and safe spaces, has enough food, water, and fusion cells to run that to survive the night. All right. The downside is it's going to be resources are slim. So if you have 100 people, for example, staying inside a building inside a delta because you're part of the good fact unsigned band merchant caravan, only 10 of you might be able to survive. Also, some of the other evil factions might think that's a perfect time to raid to get into that vault. So after the 30 minutes starts, people could still be medicked for as many many wounds as they have left. So if you are a standard player, you could be hit twice once the rad storm starts. And then after that, you're dead. Well, if the bleed out, you're dead. You cannot respawn. You have to walk back to respawn, or walk back off the field, taking your rifle and anything that goes pew pew with you. I think there's at least one perk, I believe, that gives an extra wound. So some people might have 3, other people might have 2. So once you die, you're dead. You walk off in the last 30 minutes. What's then going to happen is the asylum is going to activate. The NPCs might get some rad madness, and it might be a steady murder fest walking across the halls of the entire grounds, as if the people are headhunting and eliminating everybody on site. So your goal is to get inside those vaults so you're protected and safe. There is a vault in the tunnels in the asylum lands. That you don't need to bring any supplies for. I
You just
believe
have to make it there alive.
you have to make it there alive, and there's a certain number of people that can make it down there and stay down there. Now, understand that's going to be one hell of a fight to get down there. Please. It's not Vault 111, is it? I have no idea. Murder fun in the Rad Storm. So, yeah, there'll be some of that going on. Some of the NPCs all of a sudden might go a little crazy and start going across the field and doing stuff.
Full murder hobo.
For murder hobo. Now, there will be, I mentioned this before, so there's only 2 vaults that we're giving away the positions of right now. That's the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel, and the battle bus. I believe the battle bus can house 7 people on it safely. You might have to really bribe the hell out of the people on the bus to get them to allow you to come on there to be part of that. You might have to fight to get onto the bus, like do a full on make the mad dash to run the gauntlet to get through and bring them on and get onto the bus, or give us some sort of tribute. We're still coming up with the plan for that, but that's the only other position that we're giving away right now of where our vault's going to be. Asylum will cause absolute chaos during so expect Vault 793 to knock on your door. There's definitely going to be a lot of that happens. I expect at that point in time, Virchew, like when that first horn goes off, you're shutting the door, shutting down the things. We're going to tell all vendors, close your doors.
I'm going to treat it like it's Detroit in the 70s. Everything's closed.
Don't put me into one woman and many men Vault-Tec experiment. Men taste funny. Oh God, that can be taken in so many ways.
I'm not doing it.
This aspect of the game, I think, is going to bring a lot. We're going to be building this up every year. We're going to build it higher. I play way too much Fallout. Also, nice. Somebody else asked, "Does it need to be Fallout? Does the gear and the clothing need to be Fallout?" No.
Not at all.
You can bring any cosplay you want. You could like some people said you could be some people said that you can like we said that you guys could be the division. Cool. Bring the division stuff out. Um bring out anything that you really want to. Just remember this is also not the type of game that you bring out your full cry setup in full military. This is meant to be, just notice that was you eating the tire wall. Yes, Chris, that was me. Actually, here, hold on. We're going to take a little break and we're going to show you guys something very funny that happened last night.
Oh shit! I'm dead. I am dead. What the fuck are you three doing?
We're gonna go middle, they're gonna go left.
It's gotta be like a train.
I
bet you all are excited.
Response for 10 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. So anyway, all the weird stuff you've bought over the years and thought, hey, I'm going to use that at an event someday, and it's literally set in your closet. Now's the time to get it out.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what I tripped over when I fell into that tire wall, but I said tires everywhere. There's like 4 that fell on the other side. It was hilarious.
Probably skated on a BB.
No, I literally something caught my foot, but there was nothing on the ground. I don't know what happened. I think a ghost tripped me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure, I believe you.
Shut up.
Totally what happened.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you died and you could haunt somebody, I know you would be the one that would haunt me just to mess with me, just to like say, "Oh, you think you're going that way? No, you're not."
I mean, there's way more. There's plenty of other people on my list if I could actually hunt them. I'm just saying, you'd be like 15 down.
Whatever. If you had the opportunity to do it, you would.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh God. Look, it's Jay Rodriguez Jr.
No. What? Oh.
Why?
You know somebody's going to show up in like the Mad Max diaper outfit.
Good on them. Like the one dude that showed up at Rev 11 in just a pair of heart boxers.
Yeah. No. The highlight for Rev for me was Rev 10. There's a group that showed up with no guns, and they were tourists. And it was hilarious. This one kid got a shot of the monster running towards him. He stopped and put his phone up to take a selfie with it charging him. But they didn't get into any gunfights. They walked around like tourists with a map and everything, and they stopped to get everybody to take photos with them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. There you go. Asylum would be desperate side behind the screen says scare actor group. If you enjoy role play, winning, then reaching out to the asylum. This is the cool thing about this event. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun for everybody to go to interact, see all the cool costuming. I'm contemplating if I'm going to be doing the Hawaiian shirt or not, if I'm going to try dressing up in something else. I mean, I do have some leather armor I could wear.
You should bring the unitard and the tutu.
No, I cannot play in that all day. That thing will chafe.
Yeah, I've got the Street Samurai armor almost done, and then I'm actually going to pack my unicorn onesie.
I'm contemplating bringing out the leather armor for that one.
Where and what? Oh, this is Joker.
Oh, graphics. This is there we go. It's Geigerlands. It's at the Haunted Cresson Sanatorium in Cresson, Pennsylvania, August 26th to the 28th. Tickets right now are going to be staying the early bird price of $115. If you are alumni of our previous events, check your email for a discount promo code, which will knock the price down to $100. HR Geigerlands.
No, Geigerlands, not Geigerlands.
I know.
And it is a everyone for themselves post-apocalyptic event. We've got factions. We've got a perk system, so you can build your character as you see fit. Grab your airsoft gun and come on out. It's not too far. Where are you from?
I think he's down here in Florida with me. Chris, we have a bunch of guys coming up from Florida, man.
I was saying they got a convoy.
Yeah, they're setting up a convoy. I mean, as it stands right now, I am looking to see who I can. I was going to actually talk to you about this, Virchew, about me possibly flying up on Sunday before set up, and then have you just drop me off in Cresson because Che might be driving my truck up.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. You'd have to fly into Columbus.
I could do that too. I could always fly into Columbus.
That won't be an issue.
Yeah. Oh, that Chris. Yeah, come on. Chris, man. You could do that. Mike wants to go to this event. Why don't you guys just carpool up, man?
Yeah, you got to worry about hotels. There's camping on the AO. We've got food. We've got live music. We've got vendors setting up. It's pretty much a self-contained event on the AO.
I could all folks from the C bus to kidnapping the car. Nice. Well, we're going to get over there early for the events and all. Oh, shit.
We got a lot of prep to do before you guys even get there. So we're going to be there about a week ahead of time.
Yeah. That's right, man. Come on, dude. Do it. Chris, come on. It'd be much better than an event you were at last weekend. I'll tell you that much right now. You don't have to wear all your bougie stuff. You can kick back, relax. This is the type of game where it's low ammo, so you really don't even need to bring your own ammo. We get you guys hooked up. Can't make it. Copperheads next weekend. Serious Viking. You're going to Serious Viking?
Well, Stu, it sounds to me like you should come because you're going to need an event to relax before all that. You need a palate cleanser.
It would be it wouldn't even be a palate cleanser because I'm going to Serious Viking. I'm not going to Copperhead. I'm going to Serious Viking. Come on, Stu, you can make it. You could do it. Put a little power to it.
Yeah, no, I'm getting as much in as I can before I have to spend a couple of months down in Texas. So.
Yeah, I mean,
I tried to get a hold of the guys from Dystopia Rising, and they are probably the most antisocial group of people I've met that have a social type event.
I mean, here's one of the other power armors that is going to be coming out. Hold on, I went the wrong way. Here's another one. I mean, we're going to have a lot of cool stuff out there, guys. One of the kids runs Ohio Dystopia. Well, tell them to get their butts out here, man. This event's going to be really fun and really engaging. We've put, I don't know, we have like about 130 hours into planning of this event so far. And we really want it to take off to be a series. Next year, it's going to be in May. We're gonna bump the date, bump it up earlier in the year. I could be a power top. I'll see myself out. Performance stage.
It's official. I'm bringing out the karaoke equipment because I want to see the Asylum karaoke barbecue.
Hold on. Speaking of which, hold on.
I'm terrified when he says "speaking of which."
I got a package. That came in.
Yeah, I tried to post to their groups. None of them approved the post, and then I tried to contact the people, the admins for the pages, and none of them replied. So,
yeah, it's like one of those things that I can't post to groups or anything for another 6 days for my stuff to stay up high. So once my posting restrictions off, thank you. I'll be posting everywhere on it. So guys, I got this. This came in from Moondog Industries. So after Bad Blood, we're going to be doing the charity raffle, the next charity raffle. So I think this thing's going to be up on it. But this came in. I don't know how strong it is, but there's the microphone. I gotta check. I gotta check it out and do it. But if we have 200 players, the event will go off without and it's going to go off without a hitch. I mean, we would love to be back up to the 500 player count, and we want to readdress it again. Geigerlands was always the creative intellectual property of Big House Produce now, and by proxy, this is their event company now, Big House Melsom. Christian Harris, Marley Brock, Sin, and myself were the ones that came up with this idea, hashed out this idea, worked out this idea. The other company, Central Penn Milsim, really, the owner of that company, really didn't have any input onto Geigerlands or onto the Syndicate series. These were all our creative ideas. So we didn't take anything from anybody. This was our stuff, our intellectual property. We've always been paid to produce this stuff through Big House Milsim or Big House Produce. So this is all ours. It's nobody else's. I didn't take anything over. I was hired on to do my job at Big House Produce after the whole separation between the two companies. So we are doing our jobs to make sure that these events go off fine without a hitch for the community, making sure everything goes positive and everything else. So if there's any questions about that at all, you guys can feel free to ask. But we're only doing this to better the entire AO, the entire event, and to make sure that we can have multiple events throughout the year. We have 4 that we're planning for next year to keep things building up. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But the guys, the team that's up there now is making sure that this goes off so you guys have nothing but positive experience moving forward. Because it's airsoft, the groups in PA play at a Boy Scout camps, and a very odd group of guys. Sometimes that's what happens when you get in with LARP groups. All right. So are there chats going on somewhere else that we can't see? Because
yeah,
I don't
apparently. Which page? Are you talking Twitch or are you like?
Let me open up all the Facebook groups now. I was wondering why stuff hasn't been coming in.
All right, hold on.
All right, nothing's on Geigerlands.
I got a bunch of people on my page. So, guys, if you're watching us on any other platform other than the YouTube and you want us to see your chat, please come over to Players One at YouTube channel so we can actually see it on stream and not have to go digging. Because this is being broadcast on a couple of different groups.
Shrike Tactical. That's an excellent question. And I have a visual aid if I could find one. It was right here. We're going to be giving out cards that you guys have that you can carry on your person. And my cards are missing.
While he's looking, Richard John Torkerman. Anyway, if I bring 10 players, can we make our own faction? Yeah, you do. This is you guys' event. You guys are telling the story. We're setting up the dominoes. You guys knock them over. If you bring 10 friends and want to start your own faction and take over a building, go for it. Granted, you can't take over one of the 3 preset faction buildings, but you can definitely do your own thing. And there's plenty of other buildings on the AO.
But you can camp out on them if you want.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn my light off for a second so it doesn't shine off. There we go. This is what they look like. They're going to look stuff like this. So you're going to have cards like these that you can carry on you. So then you can say what you can do. Like most of the time, if you're going to be like, say, a field, like the doctor, the surgeons, and all the stuff that's there, if you're doing the stuff for it, nobody's really going to question you. I mean, if all of a sudden you're doing 5 different things, somebody might say, hey, can I see your cards? Like the Berserker Rage one. If you're suddenly doing Berserker Rage, but then you do everything for like all the different dock ones, which gives you too many perks. Somebody might say, "Can I see your cards, please?" But pretty much, you'll be given those, so you have the little cards that you can say, "Okay, this is my role. This is my job. I can do this, no problem," and you can go from there. There's going to be an actual page that gives you like art classes you could pick, but you could pick and choose whatever you want from the stuff that's there. I would just recommend going for synergy for a character that you're making.
Yeah.
So think about what you want to do at the event and roll with it. That's part of the fun of this. I can tell you right now, the only perks I take are usually combat based perks, so I can make sure that I'm taking people down. Because my job at most of these wasteland style games is to protect Toucan, because I'm one of the bodyguards for the Sunshine Band Merchant Caravan. And we're going to have all sorts of things go down. Like there might be a witch that you need to get rocks to, so that she can give you something else that you might need for another quest item. There's going to be like some chain quests and stuff that goes down the lines. So, go ahead.
Sorry, nothing. Hopefully I answered your question. Hopefully he's answering your question.
Yeah, because none of this is showing up. I don't think nothing's coming through Facebook at all. So if anything's being asked on Facebook, we're not seeing it. Is it on Twitch is where you're seeing yours?
No, this is coming up on Facebook. My Twitch channel, I already sent the link and told people to just come here. See, now mine shows up.
That's
but
weird.
Their questions aren't. Yay, restream.
Not most. You see that, right?
Yeah.
I can't post it. None of the things are going through to. Wow.
Is there a time restriction?
Yes. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. At 6 p.m. on Saturday, all airsoft guns come off the field.
And there's going to actually be an in-game event that triggers this, so it's not going to be pay attention to your clock or anything like that. We want things to flow. So something is going to occur, and you all be informed that all guns have to come off the field.
What's the melee going to be like? Okay, it's going to be lightest touch. What that means is when you guys are doing the melee, you're not to swing full force and try to hit somebody, okay? It's real light touches.
The best way I've ever heard it described is you want to ring their crystal bell, not ring their bell.
Are we allowed to use jet? Yes. Jet is one of the options that we have. Better be able to use jet because I'm bringing my jet.
So if you're familiar with LARP, it's going to be Dystopia Rising, Amp Guard style combat versus Dagger Hero or Darkon. So you're not attempting to pummel them to death with your melee weapon.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Here's my jet.
Does gameplay end at night? No.
No. So the shooting of airsoft guns ends at 6 o'clock. They come off the field. After that, people could take off their IPro. Boffer weapons can still be used, and people could still go around and interact. Now, we are still trying to wonder if we're still trying to get a feel for all the people that are there, if they're interested in actually having night raids. And if they are, how do we signify it? We could always signify if people are down to have that happen, that their encampment areas could either have red or blue glow sticks. Red meaning don't attack, blue meaning everything's cool, or the other way around. Red is
red come is at dead. Me, bro.
Yeah.
SCA member. Yeah, no SCA style combat.
No. Go light. And let's see here. So to show you what some of the stuff like, some of the stuff that's coming out, because this was the best ones. Let me just pop these up. These are some of the foam weapons that are going to be for sale from Jackal Tactical. People are going to be fighting over that chain store to buy one of them. I can tell you that much right now. So they have a lot of foam weapons that they're going to be selling there. No Nerf guns, Stu, at night. Anything that can fire a projectile has to come off the AO at 6 o'clock. If not, we have to wear IPro. Because believe it or not, Nerf can hurt. All right. I am done with that. I am the fool.
Slightly insane, Doctor. Yeah, guys. So, any other questions? Come on, pump us. Now is the time to ask the things.
All right. Yeah, now's the time to ask. Now's the time to go over it. For next week, I'm going to cut up a bunch of the video that we have from
throwing packets. There is no magic system in place, so there is no need for throwing packets. I know what you mean.
Yes, Strike. You can use rubber melee weapons. We just need to inspect them beforehand to make sure that they're not going to cause damage. Is your dad ever coming back? Papa's a begin. Do you guys dabble in any Lovecraft roleplay? You can roleplay whatever you want. I mean, that's the great thing about this. Packets are bullets. Exactly.
Your Joker stream isn't playing on your page or Big House.
It isn't? Well, let's just go ahead and fix that, shall we? They're right. It's not. No wonder why we're not getting any messages. Well then. What the hell happened there?
I mean, you can throw a handful of BBs at somebody and hope they call it.
That's always I guess that's always a chance, right? When does no IPro time starts? Paul, that's an excellent question. So no IPro start will no IPro. So if you're there Friday, there's no IPro all day Friday. IPro starts at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday. So as soon as the first airsoft gun goes anywhere near the doors, everybody's got to put their IPro on. IPro at like 6 o'clock. Once everybody's off the AO at 6, and we cleared the place for gun, we declare the field cold. Everybody could take off their IPro. So we're hoping that everybody follows the rules and gets all their airsoft guns off the field by say 6:30. So stuff to come off, because we are going to have a live band playing there. Is there plenty for selling black markets goods as a merchant? Yes, there's going to be. We're building up the economy and everything else for that. So you guys will have plenty of stuff. There's going to be relics and everything thrown all over the place to turn in. There's going to be old world stuff. You guys can do your own trading for things. There's going to be, I think, 5 different ammo stations set up across the AO. One's definitely going to be in a hot zone. Yes, no tacos for you. You must sneak up on someone and yell, "Sheesh!" Throw them order for the kill account. So there's all sorts of black market stuff that you guys can do. There's going to be jet. There's going to be some med packs. Depending on how many players there are, is going to depend on how many stims are available for people to use. There's going to be a stim that's unlimited. There's going to be a stim that's going to be refillable, and they're going to be proportionate to the size amount of people that we have. So, and don't count me on these actual numbers to give layman's terms. If there's 200 players, there might be 20 of the stim packs, the big stim packs. There might be 40 of the small stim packs. So there's going to be some stuff out there, but you have to take the things properly in order to be able to use stim packs. You have to take the perk to be able to use them. You guys can create your own teams and your own events and everything else to go to work with. to build up. You can build up your factions and having a good time there. This event is you make it the way you make it, right? We're only giving you a baseline to work with and some quests that you can do and achieve. You could be a raider group that says, you know what? We don't care if we survive the rad storm or not. We're just here to have fun. Can we make some knockoff stems, caps? Stems, no. The caps, yes. The cap transfer rate is 4-1. So 4 of your caps for one of the caps for one of the actual in-game caps. So if you have a bunch of stuff that's there. Now, what players trade you for is something completely different, right? Players can do whatever, if players do 1 for 1, that's on them. But for the actual merchants that are going to be there, like for ammo, we're going to be taking a 4-1 ratio. So if you have a bunch of caps lying around that you want to get rid of, that's a good way to do it. And people will be rewarded for surviving that thing. So one way to game it up is that if you know where a vault is because you found it, you stumbled across it, and a group's like stocking it up, getting ready and stocking up for that vault. You can raid them as soon as the rad storm starts and take over their vault. Yes. Now you can. Can we take somebody's caps if you put a cap in their butt? Yes, you can. There's a limit of what you could take when you go to loot a player after you shot them. All right. Some people will have the perk for a prison pouch, which you can't take anything from the prison pouch, which is like a snack-sized Ziploc baggie. Not like one of the big ones, but it's a snack-sized Ziploc baggie. You can't take anything on there. You can't take anybody's personal stuff. Like if they're smart and they loaded up their mags with ammo, you can't take that ammo out of their mags. You can't take their mags. So that's one way to make sure that your stuff's there. If they catch them with a relic, you can, and they have like 5 relics on them. They can only be looted for 1 item. I think it was a certain number of caps.
Yeah, there was a cap limit.
There was a cap limit. I think it was like 50 caps, maybe. An ear card, a finger card. If those, again, if we have 200 players, we'll have those. If we don't have those, then we don't have the ear cards and all that. Yeah. So there's stuff like that. There's going to be relics and stuff or you could take a quest item, like, and they can't be. You have a group of 5 guys. You shoot one guy, and you walk up. He's got 5 quest items. Each person can't take a quest item off of him. You can say, "I've already been looted."
It's per kill.
Yeah, it's per kill. No, you can't medic them up and then take their stuff.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
The whole point of this is you get something for taking them out, but you don't ruin their play by robbing them blind.
Mm-hmm. And yes, you have to say what you have on you. You can't just be like, no. Shrike.
Uh-huh. There's always one. Always one.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that. I mean, the big homesteads, they can be raided. There might be like no fire zones, like around the merchants or the vendors, the real vendors, and the food truck. But the homesteads can be raided except for the casino because the guys are going to be setting up the one side of the casino where the band's going to be.
Yeah. So
that is going to be a no fire zone.
If you shoot my expensive equipment, I thank you in advance for buying me new equipment.
But the other side of E will be able to be taken. Love it. So the other but the other homesteads can be raided, and like when you guys get raided, so the homesteads are going to be the hardest things to raid. A lot of them will have settlement defense guns, which is pretty much an LMG. And now they still have to supply themselves get some ammo supplied to them and all that, but it's always good to keep your homesteads up, especially there. Now you can be a good aligned and join that side of the homestead, or you can strike out on your own. The only buildings, and we go over this every time, that you guys cannot camp out in, per always, and I don't, should always think that we don't have to do this, but some people join up and they haven't seen some of our past streams and all that. Is just zoom that in there nice and tight. Here we go. All right. So, and shoot people with toasters or no? Is there a map to show where all the pre-selected areas? Funny you should say that, Shrike. That's exactly what I was pulling up. All right. So, the buildings that are out of play, these are completely out of play. You cannot go in them, so don't even bother, are going to be 3, 1, G and H are these 2 buildings right here, and Bravo. If you can get in Bravo, tell me how you did it, because it's locked up tighter than a snare drum and they don't got keys for it. So those ones that you guys you can't play in at all. You catch you in 3, you're in deep doo doo. You're not supposed to be in 3 whatsoever. G and H, I believe this one's G. G is a little bit open. Just don't go near the portables, guys. We shouldn't have to really have to tape these off. Just don't go near them. If you get inside of this one over here, congratulations. You made it past some pretty serious fencing to get in there. But again, don't do that. 1 is off limits to us. That was one of the side effects of what happened at Syndicate 2. With the condition of the way the building was left, 1 is off limits. And this very last bay in 9 is off limits, but the rest of 9 and 10, you guys can stake that out also. J is going to be, I want to say that was the evil aligned. D was the good, and then this D is Sunshine Band. E is the neutral or Sins faction, where the casino and all that's going to be, and then J is going to be the evil faction. F, good luck going in there. The long portion of F is off limits. That's the that's going to be the Asylum's green room because of their power armor and everything else. So essentially, if you guys have power armor and you're not near your thing, F is the place to be for you guys. Even if you're not in the Asylum, that's still going to be a place for you guys to go there. And if you need any help with any power armor stuff or water and stuff like that, that's your go-to place to go. Check that out. Hit up that. You should be good there. All right. 5, 6, 26, 4, and I. That's all one massive building. This one is no camping. Okay. Because of that, there's going to a lot of firefights and stuff are going to probably happen in this area. There's probably going to be people that set up spots there. You could set up, like, if you're trying to set up like your own little merchant spot, you can. But that's about it. You really can't set up a place to camp. All right. You cannot sleep overnight in Alpha or Charlie. You just can't camp out on those. Those are some of the oldest buildings on the property, and that's just a better safe than sorry scenario. But the rest of the buildings you guys can sleep in. K. 8 has is the gym area. 7 has some places where you guys could rack out in as well.
I know the map doesn't really do it justice, but this place is huge.
The Asylum area is besides the scenes area. Exactly. The place is pretty massive. K, I think there's actually some of the beds are still inside of K. Some of the, because that was like, I think their minimum security area. So you guys can rack out there too. So there's a bunch of stuff like this over here is going to be where the food truck is going to be at. I imagine over here is where one of the vendors is going to be. I imagine another vendor will be over here. Or the battle bus is going to be right here in front of 5. I know that. So probably another vendor will be back here by 26. So you guys are really going to want to experience this entire AO because it's going to be pretty massive and fun. All right. There's this little building in J somebody can stake out. That's right over there by J. It's like a pump house. The field in front of 3, this entire field here is off limits. So, but
Because
this
none of us
field's
can
open.
afford to replace the windows on that church.
Yeah, $5,000 a window when it's broken. This field's going to be open. This field back behind E, there'll be a generator running, so it might be a little bit noisy. There's some satellite fields over here, so you guys have a huge amount of area that you guys can camp out in. If you don't want to camp inside, you want to bring your tents and stuff. So just understand, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to do on this AO, and a lot of cool places that you guys can hang out. And then the cool thing too is that you guys get to actually explore this location in an overnight setting that a lot of people pay big money to go to. It's like, I think most of the overnight things they do there, like for one night overnight, it's like $100 just for that. So if you guys like ghost hunting and everything else, it's really cool. You guys will be able to walk the tunnels and all that and explore all day Friday while you're doing your interactions and all that. Don't be surprised if the asylum comes out and gets you. So the other question I think somebody had was, when does the game start? So technically, as soon as the first safety brief's over, you guys can get your stuff and you can go on the field. As soon as you go onto the field, you're in the land of the wastelands. To say that you're not playing yet, you're out of character because you're bringing your stuff out to your spots, that's fine. I highly recommend, if you guys are bringing a lot of stuff out, bring a hand cart out there. Because the only vehicles allowed out there are staff vehicles. We might do some, hey, we'll pick up a bunch of your stuff and take it out to your settlement and drop you off to help out with, like, maybe with the bus and stuff like that, or the truck. But for the most part, try to bring a hand cart or something that you guys can wheel your stuff out to. For cooking of food and stuff, if you guys have grills or anything else, or what you guys are going to do, there's going to be some fire pits set up around the field on the outside. Don't cook anything indoors, please. No hot plates or anything like that. We don't want to run a risk of a fire. And also, be mindful if you have smelly food.
Also, police your trash. Your mom doesn't work here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's one of the big factors that we're going to have is this time there's going to be a lot of stuff all over the place. Please, if you see a trash, one of the NPCs that's going to be around is going to be the trash collector. So you bring trash to the trash collector, you get rewarded. So I highly recommend that.
I mean, heck, and it helps. Like, I can't remember his name. Packrat? No, the kid that won all the stuff for the raffle from picking up trash.
Oh yeah. God, that kid earned. I want to say he earned like 60 extra tickets for all the stuff he came out.
For the raffle from turning in trash. So yeah, if you see trash on the AO, man, pick it up. It may be worth your while. That kid cleaned up at the raffle.
So, all right, let's answer this question right here. Can we have personal fires on the AO? There's going to be fire pit rings that are going to be set up around. Like if you plan to have, and there's going to be one in front of every major building. And if it's a fire ring that's contained, maybe the biggest thing about this, Shrike, is going to be the conditions on the field. If it's not dry, we'll be more lenient with the fire pits on the field. The problem that we had last time is we literally had 5 fires break out on the field from just smoke grenades. So
yeah, if the grass is dry and the dirt's dry, we got to play it by ear. It sucks. However, if we do allow it, you're going to have to make sure you have something to extinguish that fire and on hand within reach of wherever you're going to be, if we allow it to happen.
You have to extinguish your fire every single night. Nude sunbathing, no, Stu. I can tell you that much right now. Is if you have a small charcoal grill, that's allowed because that's contained. That's a contained fire. That's a contained thing. So if you have one of those small charcoal grills, it's contained. The coals are down below. That's fine. Just make sure that when you go out at night, like you go to bed at night, that you extinguish your pits. Okay. Put out any fires or anything else. I mean, we are going to have a fire watch going around, making sure that stuff's out. Yeah, we want to make sure that we don't have any problems out there. So these are excellent questions. I love these types of questions on the stuff that's there because we want you guys to have a great time. That's the whole reason why we're doing these events. It's not for the fame and all that. It's literally just for
I'll say it sure as hell ain't for the money.
Yeah, sure as hell ain't for the money. I love that accusation. All right. Are there any other questions about Geigerlands before we move over to Scorched Earth? Because we want to talk a little bit about that one tonight too. I can't believe that we're having this restream problem again, though. Is there a limit on how many nades you can bring? No, but I think throwing grenades is a perk you must get.
Yeah, you
If
have
you
to have
do
a perk to actually be able to use them.
That's not a question for me. That's a Christian question. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Have propane stove for us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, propane is fine. I mean, if you guys have that, like those sort of grills and stuff, guys, please use those outdoors. I mean, I know some of them you think you could use on there, but if 8 or 9, 10 people are using those indoors, even in those big things, it could fill up with some carbon monoxide and all that. We don't want that, right? So please, all cooking outdoors. All right. I think that's why Lauren was messaging. She didn't realize that we're actually streaming because the streams didn't connect to the channels.
Mm. Can we rob merchants?
You could try.
I'm going to say this at your own risk.
And again, I think it falls down to the same line, right? That you can only get like one item. I mean, understand that some of these merchants, they are heavily armed.
They have all the ammo.
Like robbing ammo merchants is not a good idea. Or attempting to rob ammo merchants is not a good idea. Like the battle bus is going to be one said merchant, and you try to rob the battle bus is going to be a lesson in futility, I believe.
And to the person that asked earlier about starting a faction, it's actually a perk called Faction Leader that requires 10 plus players to sign up for your faction.
All right, let's see here. See if that fixed it. Where is my...
Will there be kids there, essentially? Will I be shunned? There may be the younger generation around. You'll be shunned for playing that song no matter what and who's there. Because that's a horrible song and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So the age limit here is 16 and up for the facility. But it's Richard Cheese.
I do that song at karaoke.
Oh, man, that sucks. I figured out what caused it, but it's too late now. All right. Okay. So is there any more questions about Geigerlands so we can move on to Scorched Earth? Because remember, hey, Steve Tom, how you doing, brother? So give people a couple of seconds to answer if there's any other questions for Geigerlands, and we'll move on to Scorched Earth, which is going to be November 4th through the 6th. Let's go around playing Rick Astley.
Are you challenging me?
No, he's not. No, he's not. I guess I need to put these tickets up onto the website too, but I haven't done around. All right, so this is a early bird for Scorched Earth. It is going to be a green versus tan event. All right. There is no third faction. So for those of you that have been to like the Syndicate games, the Syndicate games are uh, have designs in them because of how extensive they are to have a third heavy duty combat faction, which is our Op 14. For future cartel games, there's going to be no more Blackwater. It's just going to be the Op 14 that was out there. There was just too much with the extra factions. We learned that lesson. We scaled back. So for Scorched Earth, it's green versus tan. The civilians will be out there as NPCs. There'll be a couple of other NPCs out there that can be taken, like Nikolai will be able to be taken again. And if you guys knew were at Syndicate 2 and you saw how hard it was to take Nikolai, expect more than that. Nikolai is to be disarmed. If you see him walking up, you probably want to point guns at him if he's coming to your CP because he might be going there to take out your leadership. You know, he might have a thing. So it might be a good idea to search him to make sure he's got no grenades or anything else on him. You know, that one was all in good fun. If you're going to go take Nikolai, he will reach out for guns. If you have spare grenades hanging off your sides, watch out. Because sometimes he knocks them down too. But that's the only person that you really go hands on with. And knives. Yes, I grab for everything. Scorched Earth, it's going to be your typical TDM. There's going to be objectives for you guys to take. There's going to be objectives to take. The battle bus will be a takeable objective that you guys can hold and use. That'll be in a very tactically advantaged spot for the teams to get it. There'll be ways to disable the bus that we'll talk about in the future because the bus is not going to be moving. It's going to be stationary. So it's going to be a stationary hard target to take and control. And that thing is going to be loaded to teeth with guns. I mean, at least 4 are already going to be stationed on the bus to begin with for the gun positions that we have. So that one's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So the link for that, since it's mostly on here, is going to be right there at Eventbrite. The tickets are $125 for the early bird price. They will be going up to $135 when we get closer to the event. It's November 4th through the 6th. Hopefully we won't have the extremely cold temperatures. You cannot camp out on the AO, but you can camp out in the parking lot. That's going to be available. It's the 2 factions right now are the Federalists are green, the Nationalists are tan. And in case because people are going to ask, multicam is tan. Okay. And this is going to be your standard Milsim style event. There'll be control boxes to take. There's going to be objectives, flags to turn, stuff to suss out. There'll be intel everywhere to pick up and return to the places. You'll be able to take prisoners again. A lot of people like the prisoner rules. We'll make sure that they're more fleshed out in writing so people understand that if somebody comes up and says, I am taking you prisoner, and they have their hand on you for 15 seconds, that's how you're medicked. If somebody runs up to you and puts a tourniquet on or ace wrap on your arm and mentions nothing about taking you prisoner, you're free to kill them. You have to verbalize that you are taking an enemy prisoner. And obviously you can't if they're dead, and just waiting to bleed out. And the rules that follow when people are I guess you can take it when they're dead. If you get shot one more time, they're done. COs will be high scoring points and all that. The DEA for the Syndicate 3 almost won the game just on taking prisoners. So that was actually a really fun aspect of it. That one, we are going to have the JTF missions again Friday night. Saturday there'll be we're doing that as one. That one was we're going to have one long game and then have a night game, right?
That was the plan, yeah.
Yeah. So for Scorched Earth, we're not going to have evos except for I believe it was going to go from correct me if I'm wrong, 10 a.m. to 5.
It was 5 or 6. I can't remember which it was.
It was 5. I can tell you that much because it's November up there. It's going to get
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, 5, and then the night game.
And then night game started, I believe, at 6:30 or 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock. So it was a 3-hour night game or 2-hour night game, something like that. We'll make sure the schedule gets hashed out. I mean, that one's November. We have time to plan for that. Um, but there will be a pretty in depth night game, which will be worth points, unlike previous games that we've had at the prison. Um, and depending on uh, Sunday, depending on how many players there are, we might shrink the AO
AO.
down, but it's always going to contain the center portion of the map. We're not going to do that thing where we just say, "Hey, by the way, we're doing this up and down." Like if we went from, and it always happens at Milsim events. Like if we suddenly have like weather roll in and people decide to peace, I'm out, and they disappear, and it went from, we have 500 people, now we only have 100. We might shrink it down to, okay, everybody, you're concentrating. All objectives are in 4, 5, and 6. That building area. Don't worry about the stuff that's down south. That's all been relocated. But it'll also be worth points. There's going to be none of these give me pick up game style stuff. Everything is going to be focused on making sure that everything you do counts to the game, so we actually have a victor. So be aware that everything's going to be counting and all that. So this one is going to be our newest series. We don't have the actual storyline fleshed out for it yet. Be on the lookout for that. We've been really trying to make sure the rules are set for Geigerlands, because once the rules are set for Geigerlands, we just have to update the story every year, with what happened off the previous year for stuff like that. So for Scorched Earth, we'll focus on what the story is going to be between the Nationalists and the Federalists, so you guys get a little flavor added to it. But for all you that go out to the Milsims and don't care about the stories, there's stuff you're going to be taking like hard drives, computers. There'll be mock boom booms. So, with Play-Doh and stuff like that. So you'll have those. Don't worry, there'll be no drugs this time because that's a cartel game. And hopefully I don't get in trouble at the McDonald's again. But Scorched Earth, November 4th through the 6th. Again, you guys can camp out in the parking lot. Camping is always going to be free. And obviously, if you guys have been out to the events before, you know this, but we're going to reiterate it anyway. When you come out there, the first thing you guys do as soon as you pull on property is you get out your car, grab your gun, grab your IPro, anything to make your gun go, a magazine, walk inside, register, sign your waiver to be on property, go outside, chrono, then go set up your campsites. That's simple. And if all of a sudden a safety brief's going to be suddenly going on when you just get done with chrono and you can be able to catch that safety brief, do a safety brief. Get it out of the way, because we're going to be running those safety briefs over and over. It worked out last time. More people got in-depth information up front. There was a lot less people talking and everything else, that they got a lot of the information. There was just some inconsistencies between it with different people doing it. So this time we're going to have a script for our safety brief set up. So it's plug and play, but I think there's only going to be 1 or 2 people doing safety briefs. It's going to be Sin for sure, Virchew, or possibly even myself if need be.
No, I got 2 people trained to do it, since I can't be everywhere at once, and I'm going to give the first one with them watching. They're going to get an education on the safety brief long before we start. But I'll do the first one, and then they take over from there so that everything remains consistent. Because I'm not going to be tied in one spot, so that I can actually do my job.
Yeah, the safety briefs are going to be written out. Now, be planning for a 20 to 30-minute safety brief, guys, because we're going to be going over most of the rules and most of the AO-centric rules. Making sure that people understand how much we not only do we have the ability to do these events and all that, but we also want to preserve this AO for us for future use. So get your tickets to both the events. I will put the new tickets up tonight for Scorched Earth onto the website, so that way people can start buying their tickets there. and be prepared for some cool stuff to come out of that event. And then next year, we're working on the dates. We got to sit down and talk with Lauren about the dates for April for Syndicate 3, the dates in May for Geigerlands 2, um, and then the dates for Scorched Earth 3, which is I think we're always going to keep that first weekend in November as our end of year Milsim event. But we are working on another role play style event during the year, probably the summertime, for the prison.
We have plans. We have schemes. We have things.
We have things that we might do. So definitely keep you guys eyes on here. We have a lot of big plans for this place, for this AO, for you guys to have fun and enjoy yourselves, to have a really badass time on a really unique AO. And we want to be able to build this up with you guys. Geigerlands is really going to be up to the players to make or break. Just posted the event in like 8 groups. Oh, thanks, Tubbs. Appreciate that. When we build this up and when we make this go, I think all of you are going to be really happy with the end result. But again, you're the ones that make this happen, not us. We do our jobs by, talking with you guys, interacting, setting up this great world for you guys to play in. And we do listen to a lot of feedback. Now, if you've given us feedback and we haven't taken it, it's probably because we discussed it, just haven't gone forward. But we try to do as much as we possibly can to make sure that you guys are supported and you have a great time at the events, because that's what we're here for. If this was about the money, we wouldn't be having these live streams right now. It's not about the money. Last 3 events I went up there, I came back in the red every time. So, but that's fine. We do this for the love of the sport and the love of the community and building this stuff up, and to make sure that you guys are having an awesome ass time at a really unique event. So, is there any other questions about? Please don't have the COXO ref the games. We have a lot of embedded refs now. The whole thing about the COs and XOs reffing should only be to police their side. That's it. Or unless something catastrophic has happened that they must intervene on. But they usually are only given war crimes to themselves. I mean, Virchew, I think, put over, instead for the regular war crimes, I don't know, there was like maybe 1,000 points of war crimes that came in just from you ratting out your own guys.
I don't. Yeah, no. And my guys gave me crap. I'm like, no, we're here to have a fair and balanced event. I'm not going to look the other way because you decided to do something stupid.
Yeah. So that's the way that's supposed to happen. The way that it's supposed to happen is just like that. You police your side unless something actually has to happen. Like there was a few times I'm not on either side, and I had to go up there and I had to, there was a couple of arguments and stuff like that. It's like, no, we're not having that. You're not having that. And then the guy continued to argue. It's like, all right, well, you just got a war crime. And then he continued going, and I was like, do you want another one? And the big problem that comes up with that is like, and this was one of the things that we really discussed, because somebody complained that, hey, one guy got 4 war crimes in one instance. I was like, that shouldn't happen at our events, because you get a war crime for the war crime. If the war crime's ongoing, it's bad, but I mean, you shouldn't be boom, boom, boom. The person should be punished, not the actual team that they're on should be punished, But Shrike, definitely take that into consideration, understanding what you're saying. And we'll make sure that it doesn't go, that things get a little bit clearer and everything else moving forward. Was there a specific instance that you're talking about, or is it just your generalized thought on that?
I mean, I got accused of being on the food truck the entire weekend. I had to explain to somebody that was the other black guy that was on site.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, that happened, and it was dealt with. I was
Oh, what's
unaware. The guy that was supposed to be my XO wasn't supposed to be repping, and got stuck repping because we were shorthanded, and I didn't find out about it until after the fact.
okay? Well, we are going to have more people up there for both syndicate and for this. We did have some people drop off. Um, there was definitely some miscommunication with some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's everything's now been resolved. The team that we have in place now is very strong. They work really well together. But we shouldn't have that problem. I understand what you're saying now, having the XO be an actual ref. I thought you were talking about embeds.
No.
We're going to be using embedded admins more and more for the stuff that's there for the people that we trust that could actually do the job. So that way we don't have this problem moving forward. We use the embedded admins for the Bad Blood events. It works really well. I can't stand any of you. What?
I lost what?
What?
What? That was random.
I know, right? What I do now?
There can be only one. Stu, the funny part about this, so Syndicate 1, they captured the wrong black guy.
That
Right
was
in front of me.
hilarious.
Right in front of me, they caught the wrong black guy. Syndicate 2, they caught the wrong black guy twice. So Syndicate 3, DA has to catch the wrong black guy 3 times to continue with his trend.
Syndicate 3, did we actually, what were we going to call that one? What was the tagline for that? It was, I think we were doing a whole Star Wars reference. Like,
It was like
Return to the Feds?
Return to the Feds, that's what it was.
Or
was it the Feds Strike Back?
Feds Strike Back, or the Feds New Hope.
Feds New Hope, yeah.
So, I really want to see the DEA win. As a person, like, I obviously am not going to control the things and to say, oh, DEA won. You actually have to earn it, right? But I really want to see them win Syndicate 3. I want to see them win like how Cartel won Syndicate 1, just domination, and be like, we're here. And then all of a sudden the Cartel be like, all right, easy mode is off now. We actually have to put work in.
Yeah, I kind of want it too because I want Cartel to actually get pushed. I mean, Syndicate 2, we got pushed pretty hard. The main issue was we only got pushed in areas that DEA wanted to hold on to, which had no actual value to the game most of the time. Like they held on to D like with a vengeance, but there was nothing in D worth any points.
Yeah, that's because we also were down boxes too.
Yeah.
He said we work well together. Yes, we do. We do. Despite that, whatever. Look, I promise I won't kick another trash can, okay? All right, awesome. So definitely check out Scorched Earth if you guys are not into the role play elements and you guys really just want your standard Milsim style event. The kill cards will be back for that event for Scorched Earth. So that'll be there for those of you that did that before. A lot of people seem to like that aspect of the gameplay, which we're always happy about. And I mean, pretty much allow us to help build up greater events for you in the future. That's what this all boils down to. We try to be as drama free as possible when it comes to the events and everything else that goes on. We want to make sure that you guys are all happy and enjoying our events, and definitely send us over. They need more grenades. No, Jay Rodriguez does not need any more grenades.
No. Get Jay some more grenades, please. He managed to team kill both events using his grenades. I still consider him the Cartel MVP.
He definitely was because he did it both sides. Before we go for the night, though, I do want to give a huge shout out to Make-A-Wish. I think I'm going to be talking about Make-A-Wish for a while because of the awesome thing they did for my son. They got him his action track chair that we've been needing for about 3 years now, that we've been wanting it, that we've been fighting insurance for and everything else. And I'm going to share this one like this for those that haven't seen this yet. This might be a little choppy because I'm going to do as a share screen. Oh wait, hold on. I could try it as a source. So you guys can. This thing is going to be coming to a milsim near you real soon.
I'm not stopping. Jesus Christ.
So I just want to say it's been 5 years since my son was able to get up this hill at our local park. 5 years. Because the video really doesn't do it justice.
Fun?
How is it? Look at. Turn around and look down. Look what you just accomplished. How does that feel? Can we get a thumbs up?
Tiring.
Look at that, bud.
I wonder how it's not doing it. Woo! I am not scared no more. This makes it really fun.
That last part of him just coming down and just having he realized right about where that little like other side hill was that he's not going to fall out of the chair, so he's just like, I gunned it, and then he's like, what else can I go up now? So we're really going to be putting that chair deck out to make him a tank with the targeting system and everything else, so he just has the best time that he could possibly have as a kid with what he's doing. So really want to thank Make-A-Wish. It was weird because I was fine for like the entire week without getting emotional, and then last night some stuff came in and I was just like like this, I didn't get a chance to see these pictures before, but this one came in. Seeing a smile on even Angie's face is usually a rarity.
I didn't know her face could do that.
I know, right? It happens every once in a while. Like him being out on the beach for the first time was like that was easy. Like the last time he was out on the beach, it took 6 Boy Scouts to get him out there onto the sand. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of room to strap weaponry to that thing.
Oh yeah, there's that thing has. We're gonna put the Lexan in front of him and everything else. That way he has protection. We're currently working on a targeting system for his helmet, so wherever he looks, it targets and the gun moves and shoots for him. So he just has to push a button and it fires. So we're looking at doing that. This kid's going to be decked out to the nines for this chair. The first game I think he's actually going to bring it out to, like the first big game, is probably going to be next Bad Blood next year. So,
oh goody, there'll be 2 of you.
Oh, so it's. I'm just glad that we were able to get that. I'm glad Make-A-Wish came through. I mean, this kid has been given so many promises that have been fallen through on from different organizations and everything else. Make-A-Wish has done awesome stuff, and we want to thank the Cross Family Foundation for their donation to make sure that he got his thing through Make-A-Wish. So because of them, Damien's cruising around. The only complaint he has on it, it's not as fast as his other electric chair. But evidently, talking to the guy that makes the other type of chairs who used to sell action track chairs, we can get bigger motors.
You'll be unstoppable. Gonna get his first speeding ticket in an action track chair.
That would be freaking hilarious, to be honest with you. Like have somebody come chasing him down. Whoop! Slow that thing down. All right. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream tonight. Picking up for our other stuff that we're gonna be doing. Just so you guys know, we have one more Bad Blood stream that we're going to be doing this weekend, Sunday. We might have another one on the field depending on how the connection is. But Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be having our next Bad Blood live stream. Then Tuesday, we'll be having our Standard from the Barracks live stream. Thursday, there probably will not be a stream because I'll be on the road. So next Thursday stream is probably not going to happen, but we'll see how it goes. So we might even push this. We actually know what we'll do. Instead of Thursday next week, we'll switch it to Wednesday because I'm not playing Airsoft Wednesday. Don't forget this week. Yeah, I know. I fell asleep. Look, Sunday was a rough day. I'm just saying. We had a lot of stuff to do, and I totally forgot to set up the event and all that for Sunday. But we'll make sure it's all set up and good to go. Maybe Sin will actually join us for the last Bad Blood stream because he hasn't been on the last 3.
I will try.
I promise to show the video of me killing you only twice. But we want to go ahead and thank all of you guys for coming through, sticking with the streams and all that. From myself and from Virchew and everybody at Big House Milsim, we hope to see you at Geigerlands. We hope to see you at Scorched Earth and all the future events we do there. So again, I'm Joker for Players Wanted. With me is the man with the mohawk, the king of the high kappas, Virchew from Crucible. Until next time, may your BBs fly true and your opponents always call your hit.